Hello and welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd just do a quick video on another new project. Well, it's not really a new project. I'm just getting a car back that I used to own, my 406. I think this is quite a good duo here. I would say probably two of the most iconic estate cars for class leading size in the past 20 plus years. Can't beat a 406 estate, Mega estate. Again, these two are quite ordinary looking cars, but like I've already mentioned, you'll see in the other videos, the Amiga 2.5 straight 6 BMW engine, absolute corker of an engine, makes that car fantastic in my opinion. But this one just looks like your average 406 GTX, which means it's got all the cruise control, not leather. It's basically an executive spec, but without the leather. Suits me. Not really that fussed about leather. But one little small difference with this, it's the 2.2 HDI, which is very rare, especially in estate form. These engines were usually used in the coupes, the 406 coupe. So obviously you normally get your 2 litre HDI 90 and your 110. They're okay, but I must admit I've had one in the past and it does let them down. They're a bit sluggish. But these 2.2 are a very sophisticated engine for its time. These have got, I think it's got about 140 brake horsepower. It's 16 valve. Not many diesels were 16 valve back in 2001. I've already been through this if you watch my other videos, but believe it or not, this is the oldest car that I've ever come across with a DPF. Yes, this has a DPF on a 2001. So, how old is this car now? Yeah, it'll be more or less 20 year old. 20 years ago, there were still DPFs out there. They do cause problems in that. There's issues with them, but this one runs perfectly fine. So, I've gotten this project back, and you'll be asking why and how. I've done a little bit of a deal, and I've unfortunately had to let the S80 go. I haven't let it go because it's one of my good friends and it'll regularly be at the garage doing work to it. But I bought this to use through the winter and it is just far too clean. I've decided I'm not even going to put the dog in it. So my plan is, I've got my Mercedes ML, which is going off the road at the end of this month, because that's just purely used for towing the caravan, so I don't want that on the salt. So the Mercedes going off the road at the end of this month. I'm going to use this 1 month through October. But it is just so tidy, I cannot justify running this car through the winter, no way. So the Mercedes and the Amiga will be going off the road, and I was only left with the S80. But as everybody knows, I've got 2 kids and a dog, and I can't manage with a saloon car for the dog, because obviously I use the Mercedes for the dog, and when that's off the road and when this is off the road, even though the dog isn't going to go in it anyways, I'm stuck. So Simon really liked, my friend Simon, he really liked the S80, so I thought, oh well, hell with it. At least I know the S80 is getting a good home, and I'll probably get the first chance of it back whenever he decides to get rid, and I've ended up getting me 406 back. So when this is off the road at the end of October, the Mercedes is off the road, this is going to be the only car that I use for the winter. I don't want to hack it off. I'm going to try and keep it tidy. I'm going to give it a bit more under seal underneath to keep on top of it. There's a little bit of rust starting on the front wing, but this was like this when I got the car at the beginning of the year here. But to be quite honest, it's just an old workhorse. It doesn't bother us. I'm certainly not going to abuse it, but I can't afford to go chucking loads of money on it. But these engines in here were used to nearly current date in all of the Freelander 2s. That's the new shape Freelanders. These engines were used in. They were used in the new Range Rover Evoques and stuff before they started with the absolutely terrible Ingram engine. These 2.2 HDIs were used in all sorts of high-end cars. So we call the French a little bit, but Peugeot and Citroën, this 2.2 HDI is a real hidden gem on these, and it goes absolutely fantastic. I'll try and find the bullet catch if I remember where it is. As you can see, the interior is very tidy for a 51 plate car. It's got how many miles? When that thing decides to pass that through, just waiting for it to cycle through the servicing. 166,000 mile on. Like I say, this one's got cruise control, which is what I need, and obviously it's diesel, but generally speaking, it's a nice old car, very tidy. Bar that bit on the wing, not really any rust either. Because these things just don't tend to rust. The usual bit around the boot and the usual bit on the bottom of the front wing seems to be a common, but even in the back, so big. I'm going to try and get some more protection down for putting the dog in. It's even got the original. Sorry if you've watched this video previously, but I've got a lot of new subscribers now. If you go back on my videos about 6 months or something, this car will be featured, doing quite a bit of work to it. There is a few jobs pending on this car. A guy, I forget his name, who sent us some front springs. The front end does sit a bit low. There's absolutely nothing wrong. I just think the front springs are getting a bit tired. So I've got 2 new front springs, 2 new strut top mounts. I may do that when I get time, but it's not urgent. And I don't carry a lot of load in the car. And they all seem to sit a bit low at the front, these things. But they're there if it becomes an issue. There's a little bit of a clunking on the strut top mount at the other side, but again, I've got them. And I think Simon was saying the wheel bearing's getting slightly noisy at the front here, which I've already done the one at that side when I had it, which I'll do it if I need to. I haven't driven the car yet, so I don't know. But this is an absolute gem of an engine in this car, I tell you. It's called the HDI 16. It's quite confusing. People think it's a 1600. It isn't. It means 16 valve. You look back 20 years ago, there's not many 16 valve diesels kicking about. And this just runs fantastic. It really does. It sounds brilliant. The turbo's nice and healthy. I've done a lot of mods, like I've mentioned. EGR's been deactivated. Swirl flaps have been deactivated. Few other bits, and like I mentioned on my other videos, I did not do those brake pipes. They look a mess. I didn't do them. It was like that before I got the car, before anybody makes comment. What I'll probably do with this, Simon's done a fair few miles, and I might just do a quick oil and filter change on it, quick check over underneath, spray a bit wax oil under, and that's that done. So there you go, quick update to the channel. So that's my current fleet at the moment. The Amiga 406, it's not here, and the Mercedes ML. That'll not be featuring much on the channel now, because that's going to get a car cover put over it and left on the drive. So as we know, it's suffering the old Mercedes rust scabs, and I really don't want it to run through the salt, because it'll start looking really tatty for the start of the touring season for caravanning in March, April time, and I really don't want I don't want to have to be doing too much paint work to that to tidy it up at the same time for getting pulled off the police and that if it looks tatty. But over the moon with this, I will feature this on the channel. So if you I know there's a lot of people on my channel who are subscribed from the 406 Owners Club, so keep watching. I will be doing a few jobs on this along with the Amiga. Where I'm up to with this, done all the oil and filter. I've got videos to go on for this, so I'm not going to say too much. I'll leave it out, but I've done quite a bit of this, but there is videos coming up. What I'm going to do now, well, I've got a spare bit of time, I'm going to repaint the tip of that exhaust. It's new anyway, tiny little bit there, and I've got some black hammerite. It's not even that bad, but I'm just going to give the tow bar another coating, because it's still in good nick. I just want to keep that right before I start using it. And what was that? Yes, cruise control. I don't know if I'm going to do it, because I'm going to start using the car. I might take the cowling apart and see if there's a wire there to get a cruise control stalk for it. Oh yes, one final thing. I will let you into a little thing I might be doing to this. I found the ECU. It's dead easy to remove, and I've been contacted by a guy, N Tuning, who's a specialist in these BMW engines, and I can get this super chipped up from 130 brake horsepower, which it's currently got, to I think somewhere around 170. I don't quite want to push it that far being the automatic, but it's all down to the driver. If you get it chipped, you don't need to drive it at full blast all the time. So naturally, if you thrash the hell out of the car all the time, then you are going to blow stuff up. So there will be people saying, don't chip the automatics, you blow them up. But if you drive them normally, you would have no need to be blowing anything up. But I have asked him if he can detune the chip to about maybe 150, 160. I don't want to push it too hard, being an older car and being so original. Tell us your thoughts on that. It's only going to cost us £80. All I've got to do is take the ECU off for literally 30 seconds, post it off to him. He can send the chip to you, but for the sake of, I think he only charges like £10 to fit it for you, which I'd rather him do if he knows what he's doing with that kind of thing, opening ECUs. What's your views? Should I leave the car original, or should I get it super chipped to about from 130 to 160 at about an extra 30 brake horsepower and probably quite a lot more torque? Let us know. Have you actually had a super chip? Have you fitted one to an automatic one? Let us know how long it lasted. I'm not too interested in the manual ones, because this isn't manual, but I would be quite interested to find out any negative and positives out of getting these fitted. So if anybody wants to send us a message, that would be appreciated, to let us know what you think about getting it. But they call it, it's super chipped, basically chipped. So there we go. I'll catch you on another video. I just thought I would do a quick update. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Bye.